Starting off with number 10, Meghan has been heavily criticized for her actions from the press, public, and even former friends. A former friend of Meg's accused the Duchess of being fame-hungry and said Meghan's goal was always to become a household name. She's insanely smart and poised, but very, very guarded. She's not a person you can actually be friends with. She's the type of person who is best friends with her stylist. Ouch, Meg, is that true? After moving to Toronto to film the drama series Suits, Meghan began spending time at exclusive bar venues like Soho House, while surrounding herself with the likes of celebrity stylists Jessica Mulroney and Misha Nonu. I get it, you're getting a little attention, so you want to hang around people who have similar social status. Meghan was known to socialize with foreign heiresses, upper crust, smart, ambitious. Nona's friend told Vanity Fair they have everything and they want everything. And even though that might not necessarily be wrong, we can't help but wonder why Meg discards her old friends when newer, cooler people come in the picture. A close friend to Prince Harry, Nonu has previously been reported as the matchmaker who set him up with her new friend. Another Hollywood insider revealed that Meghan even held a Sayonara Zara party, where she gave away her old clothes once she could afford the high-end labels worn by her Suits character paralegal Rachel Zane. Am I the only one who thinks that sounds really corny? Meg, you could have simply donated the clothes you didn't want to wear anymore instead of trying to get attention over something as uninteresting as getting rid of clothes. What do you guys think? On to number 9, add relatives to the list of people who have criticized her publicly. Accusations have been made by half-sister Samantha Markle since Meg's rise to fame. In 2016, Sam told The Sun that Meghan always dreamt of being a princess, painting her as a social climber. Ironically, her dream did come true, and then she chose to step down. She has made headlines accusing Meghan of lying about paying for her own university fees and causing an irreparable rift in her relationship with her father, Thomas Markle, after she failed to call him on Christmas Day. I've never seen anyone so rude and hurtful and heartless and absent a soul in my life. Samantha Markle wrote on Twitter, "The brutal tweets revealed that Meghan hadn't spoken to her father since her May nuptials, leading him to finding out about his daughter's pregnancy through the news." Samantha added, "Apparently you're not capable of forgiveness or having a peaceful heart." Sometimes I feel like some beef should be had off the internet, and this is definitely one of those cases. Their issues are being posted for the whole world to see when they could just talk about it in private, especially if celebrities vocalize that they would like the privacy. Number 8 on our countdown, we might never know if Meghan Markle had already formulated a plan similar to Megxit when she married Prince Harry. But according to someone who knows her personally, shedding her skin and starting over is a habit of hers. It's been said that post-Megxit, Meghan is no stranger to picking up and reinventing herself. Both a go-getter as well as a shapeshifter, she returns now with more social mojo than she could have ever imagined then. By March 2020, Markle was already unleashing that social mojo in LA, where she and Harry moved from Canada. The Sussexes were previously mocked when the prince was filmed asking Disney CEO to cast Markle in something. "You know she does voiceovers," the prince reportedly said. The actress had instructed her agent to find her a role in a superhero movie. It seems as though Markle was making herself at home, but how was Harry handling it? Was the royal keeping up with his shape-shifting wife? I don't know how his career is going to map out. Dr. Jane Goodall, a famous primatologist and a good friend of Harry's, told the Radio Times, "I've been in touch, though I think he's finding life a bit challenging just now. Join the club, Harry." Apparently, Samantha isn't the only Markle who has issues within the family. Half-brother Thomas Jr. has made allegations that the other sibling has been cut out of the family. Despite Prince Harry making a comment that the royals are like the family she never had, one family member suggested this was not the case. "She's had a really good family," said Thomas Markle Jr. "We were as close as we could be, as tight as we could be. That's what we were." As we all know, it was revealed last minute that Markle's dad would not be attending her royal wedding. Confirming the news, she said, "Sadly, my father will not be attending our wedding. I have always cared for my father and hope he can be given the space he needs to focus on his health." Apparently, her actions behind closed doors did not match. The shocking news of his absence reduced both Meghan and Harry to tears. After turning up to Kensington Palace unannounced, Samantha was overcome with online abuse. However, she hit back in support of her father, saying that the Duchess should bow to the daddy, accusing her half-sister of giving fake waves and smiles, and not giving time to the one who was always there for her. Samantha simply wanted Meghan to reach out to her father so he could know she is well, happy, and to touch base. What do you think of this family drama? Is Meghan the wrong here? Number 6 on our countdown, someone call up Steve Harvey because we've got more family feuds. Samantha has claimed that Meghan is not paying enough attention to her father after making numerous attempts to speak to Meghan about the health of their 74-year-old dad. Kensington Palace refused to respond. Whether or not Meghan was aware of this, her publicist tweeted, "This doesn't need to be public. We would prefer to keep this private." Samantha is coming to the UK this week, like it or not. This could be after Markle's dad staged his own paparazzi shots before the wedding. Despite many requests for photographers to stay away from Thomas Markle, he apparently worked with members of paparazzi to stage photos showing him preparing for his daughter's royal wedding. It was alleged that he made a healthy profit from this too. While there was much speculation on this, it was reported Thomas decided not to attend the nuptials to avoid embarrassing the royal family. Only days later, he changed his mind. Forget about the Kardashians, I can't even keep up with the Markles. From what the media portrays of them, they just seem pretty dysfunctional. But at the same time, it's definitely entertaining. Meghan has allegedly hidden her half-sister's disability. Samantha, who was diagnosed with MS back in 2008 and is in a wheelchair, hiding family members' disabilities seems very familiar. I'm surprised Meg didn't get along well with another family who is known to do that. I'm looking at the royals. Samantha also believes her sister has avoided speaking out about it publicly. She has even spoken out that Meghan has abandoned the family. In addition, she said that the two sisters have not been close, especially since her diagnosis. Born 17 years apart to different mothers, their relationship was never the smoothest, and despite Samantha's claims, we doubt this is due to her disability. Samantha constantly talks bad about Meg and treats her poorly due to jealousy, so I want to say it has nothing to do with her disability, but everything to do with her attitude. What do you guys think? I personally cannot justify Samantha's actions because all she's ever done is spoken badly about her sister, which is mostly why Meg never even invited her to the royal wedding. Number 4 on our list, Meghan's older half-brother is certainly not royal family material. Just like his father, he is on his second divorce and similarly declared his own bankruptcy in 2013. However, the real topper is that Thomas Markle Jr. was taken into custody after allegedly holding a weapon to his girlfriend's head. He was charged with unlawful use of a dangerous weapon, menacing, and domestic violence. This does not sound like ideal behavior for a brother-in-law of Prince Harry, but to be fair, the royal family does have Andrew, who was only recently kicked out of the royal palace. So don't worry, Meghan, there is literally nothing worse than that. But speaking of royal family material, apparently Meghan always wanted one thing in life, and that's to become a member of the British royal family. Sounds like some manifestation to me. Now, she's never confirmed that, but her friends have said that she always had a fascination with the royals. According to some sources, this was all a part of Meghan's plan. A former friend once said she was always fascinated by the royal family. She wanted to be Princess Diana 2.0, but my advice to him is to tread cautiously. I'm not shocked at all. It's like she has been planning this all her life. She gets exactly what she wants, and Harry has fallen for her play. Talk about an awful friend for outing Meghan like that, right? Meg might not even be painted as the greatest woman, but some of her former friends, I get why she stopped talking to them. On to number 3. Fun fact, Meghan is not Markle's real name. She was born Rachel Meghan Markle, which ironically is the name of her character on Suits. Even though we don't know why Meghan decided to drop Rachel, all of her acting credits are under Meghan Markle. Perhaps, like some of her former friends have mentioned, she had always aspired to get to where she is today, and Meghan was more suited for a royal title. Was Meghan's rise to fame all part of her plan for joining the royal family? Would we have preferred Princess Meghan or Princess Rachel? Comment your thoughts on the name choice. Personally, I feel like she looks like more of a Rachel and she should have stuck with it, but regardless, either name is cute. Counting down to number 2, as we all know, it goes against royal protocol to display forms of PDA. And the late queen wasn't a fan of it either. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex have been captured holding hands and smooching. Gasp! A couple in love showing affection? How dare they, honestly. The royal family has a lot of rules that they need to follow. There's a special order that everyone has to walk in, certain ways to greet each family member, and even dress codes depending on what event they're attending. But it turns out there's no official rule against PDA in public. That being said, Queen Elizabeth always wanted her family to act professional at all times. It's kind of like when you're out in public with your parents and you just know that they don't want you kissing your partner. To the naked eye, it seems like Meghan Markle and Prince Harry are madly in love. It turns out that to the trained eye, that's exactly what it looks like too. Body language expert Darren Stanton, on behalf of Slingo, says that the two really are smitten with each other. You know, because of all that hand-holding and lingering stares. With that being said, of course, once you are part of a new family, it's important to respect certain things, especially when it comes to their reputation. All the PDA made people wonder if Meg was just craving the attention and all the cameras on the couple, or, here's a shocker, she's actually in love with the person she married. What do you guys think? Is their PDA unacceptable, or should people mind their business a little more? Our final reason Meg is a social climber, remember her little friend Piers Morgan? Morgan was very vocal when it came to accusing Harry and Meghan of lying. You may remember in the Oprah Winfrey Wine-a-thon, about 17 different things that came out of their mouths were quickly proven to be untrue, and were added again with a Netflix documentary. He claimed the couple now ruthlessly exploits their titles as the Duke and Duchess of Sussex for hundreds of millions of dollars. During the Oprah interview, Meg claimed that she and Prince Harry shared their vows in their backyard with the Archbishop of Canterbury, who later refuted the claims, saying the wedding was celebrated on the 19th of May, the day of their marriage, which was also publicly televised. Personally, that just doesn't seem like something you need to lie about, but then again, it could just be a tactic to get people talking about how much of a rebel princess she is. Piers addressed the issue he has with the Duke and Duchess through his tweets about the first look at the Netflix miniseries. After feeling exploited over having his soundbite used in the series, a trail of tweets followed. Honestly, I feel like Piers was excited to have his voice featured in the series because the way he obsesses over Meg, he might have a little crush on her. Morgan even called the royal a deluded, spoiled, manipulated brat, and also slammed Prince Harry for waging a relentless, vicious public war against his own family. Do you guys agree with Morgan? Is Meghan being a brat?
Number 10, Jenna Ortega. Jenna Ortega rose to prominence as a young Jane Villanueva in the CW's iconic comedy series Jane the Virgin after a decade of work in award-winning productions. The actress has collaborated with some of the most prestigious studios and has starred in horror productions like The Babysitter, Scream, Killer Queen, and Ortega, who has appeared in more than 15 major motion pictures and television series, consistently delivers the best performances. Keep an eye out for her upcoming roles in T.I. West's X and the Netflix series Wednesday as Wednesday Addams, which we've seen already, and it's amazing. Number 9, Madeline Klein. In 2018, Klein was cast as Sarah Elizabeth Cameron on the Netflix mystery drama Outer Banks, the first season of which was released on April 15, 2020. Considered her breakout role, the show received positive reviews and a second season, which premiered in July 2021. In June 2021, she joined the cast of Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery. On February 23, 2023, the third season of Outer Banks, in which Klein reprises her role as Sarah Cameron, debuted on Netflix. On February 18, 2023, Klein made an appearance at Pogelandia, the first ever fan music festival for the show. There, it was announced that Outer Banks would return for a fourth season. She's definitely on the rise right now. Number 8, Stephanie Sue. an emerging star. Through her performance in the 2022 comedy drama Everything Everywhere All at Once, Stephanie Hsu received her first Oscar nomination. Hsu didn't know if she belonged in mainstream media when she started her acting career, despite the film's huge success. I began my career in experimental comedy and theater. In December 22, the California native stated to Deadline, "I never wanted an agent, and I never wanted to do commercial stuff. Since Crazy Rich Asians didn't exist at the time, I think I was very afraid of selling out. In my acting class, I was one of 2 Asian students, and in the department as a whole, I was one of maybe 10 people of color. We weren't having the discussions we are now." When Hsu met Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinert, the writing and directing duo behind Everything Everywhere All at Once, while guest starring on an episode of Nora from Queens in 2019, her perception of what might be possible for her began to shift. The Set It Up actress received a BFA in 2012 from NYU Tisch School of the Arts, where she studied drama. The NYU alum won several awards prior to her Oscar nomination for the film, including a UK Film Critics Association Award for Supporting Actress of the Year and a North Carolina Film Critics Association Award for Best Supporting Actress. Despite being snubbed by the Golden Globes, HSU won a Screen Actors Guild Award for Outstanding Performance by a Cast or Ensemble in a Motion Picture along with her co-stars. And we can't wait to see her on our screens again in the future. Number 7. Halle Bailey. In a new interview, Halle Berry opens up about her role in Disney's live-action version of The Little Mermaid. If you didn't already know, on May 26th, the 22-year-old hitmaker will bring Ariel to life on the big screen, alongside Melissa McCarthy and Jonah Hauer-King. She talked about how her casting elicited racist reactions and how her take on the classic character was different from Disney's original. Halle also revealed what mattered more to her than the hateful language. According to Halle Berry, audiences should anticipate a contemporary twist on Ariel's motivations when they finally watch the live-action version of The Little Mermaid. As part of a cover story for Edition's March issue, the singer and actress discussed her experiences filming The Color Purple and the upcoming Disney film. According to the actress, the story, which has already taken a more inclusive turn thanks to the casting, is expected to shift Ariel's motivations around her desire to experience life on land. Bailey provided the following explanation. "I'm really excited for my version of the film because we've definitely changed that perspective of just her wanting to leave the ocean for a boy. It goes far beyond that. It's about her, her goals, her life, and her freedom." The multi-hyphenate added, "I'm glad Disney has changed the plot." She went on to say, "As women, we are amazing, we are independent, we are modern, we are everything and more. Additionally, I am pleased that Disney is modernizing some of those themes." According to the publication, the actress also revealed that she worked on The Little Mermaid for nearly a year at London's Pinewood Studios, where she experienced some intense conditions and experienced emotionally taxing moments. This includes being in the water for more than 13 hours on some days, or being strapped in for hours on end. She recalls, "I pushed myself as far as I've ever pushed myself in my life," and I get the impression that her message was to let you know that you've always had it in you. Chloe Bailey. Chloe Bailey was raised in Mableton, Georgia with her sister Halle Bailey and younger brother Branson Bailey. They later moved to Los Angeles in the middle of 2012. While in Georgia, she played minor roles in movies like The Fighting Temptations, starring Beyonce, and the Disney television film Let It Shine from 2012. Their father started teaching them how to write songs when they were just 10, and after singing Grown, Bailey was cast as Jaslyn Jazz Forster on the television series Grown-ish in 2018. The song The Kids Are Alright was also featured in the show's premiere. She left the show at the end of the 4th season, when her character graduated from college. In November 2019, Bailey joined the cast of the horror film The Georgetown Project, directed by M.A. Fortin and Joshua John Miller. She sang the national anthem during Game 3 of the 2022 World Series in November. She announced her debut solo album In Pieces on January 24th, 2023 with a March 31st release date. On January 27th, 2023, she released Pray It Away, the album's lead single, and on February 24th, 2023, she released How Does It Feel, featuring Chris Brown. Bailey's biggest musical influence is American singer Beyonce, and has also stated Kelly as a major influence. She's also inspired by artists such as Grimes, Missy Elliott, Imogen Heap, Tune Yards, and R&B music in general. Number 5. Bailey Madison. Bailey Madison has collaborated with a number of the industry's biggest names, including Jennifer Aniston, Natalie Portman, Selena Gomez, and Bette Midler, despite beginning her career as a child actor. Madison's performance as May Belle Aarons in Bridge to Terabithia was her first major role. She received additional recognition for her lead roles in Brothers and Once Upon a Time as a young Snow White. Madison has been given the opportunity to work on projects with quite varied and challenging roles through her hard work and perseverance. Pretty Little Liars is currently being shot by the young actress as one of the story's main characters' original sin. Number 4. Simone Ashley. Simone Ashley, a relatively unknown actress with pennies left in my bank account, was cast as Olivia Hannon in S Education. The actress has recently been seen in the front row of the Prada and Chanel shows, and she is named Vogue's newest style star at the British Fashion Awards last year. Simone Ashley, who will play Kate Sharma, Anthony Bridgerton's love interest in the second season of Bridgerton, will undoubtedly rise to unrivaled fame. Number 3. Maude Apatow. Although Nepo baby Maude Apatow has been a part of Hollywood for more than a decade, she is undoubtedly making her own mark. She has appeared in films like Knocked Up, Funny People, and This Is 40. Most recently, she starred in Ryan Murphy's miniseries Hollywood and played Lexi Howard in HBO's Euphoria. Both of these roles were in the role of Lexi Howard. If the character arc in Euphoria by Judd Apatow is any indication, we can anticipate seeing more of the actress in subsequent projects, which holds the promise of even greater brilliance and more complex performances. She will appear in the Pantheon animated series on AMC. Number 2. Emma Mackey. Emma Mackey, a rising star who is frequently compared to Margot Robbie due to her facial similarities, just wants to be herself. The actress wants to be known for her work, as she should be. Many can see the time and effort she puts into her work as an actor. Mackey's breakthrough role as Maeve Wiley in S Education earned her international acclaim and a BAFTA nomination for Best Female Comedy Performance. Emma Mackey wants to be in charge, braver, and more dynamic in the projects she participates in as she rises to the top. The young star, who has recently appeared in films like Eiffel and Death on the Nile, is set to play Emily Bront in Emily. Number 1. Ice Spice. With Munch or Feelin' You, a casually devastating burn of a potential partner, Ice Spice seemed to be everywhere. She rose quickly to a temporary version of pop stardom when she started becoming an emerging rapper from the Bronx drill scene, or closer to it. With Boys a Liar Part 2, she is currently in the top 5 of the Billboard Top 100. A collaboration with Pink Panthers, another TikTok-friendly artist. Additionally, her debut EP titled Like ... Even though Ice Spice has only released a small amount of music, the ubiquity of her music on TikTok in recent weeks gives the impression that demand is greater than supply. But today's celebrity is built on this kind of shareability, and her success is largely due to her ease in these settings and her conversational and approachable writing style.
Starting off with number 10, Brad Pitt. After filing for divorce, Emily's first romantic link-up was with Brad Pitt. According to sources who spoke with Us Weekly, rumors circulated that Radikowski and Pitt had been on a few dates shortly after her divorce from Sebastian Bear McLeod was made public. According to People, Radikowski and Pitt shared a love of art. According to a source who spoke with the publication, he was introduced to Emily by a friend in the art world. The source also emphasized that despite their attraction, nothing serious was going on. The activist, author, and model has been in the public eye ever since she appeared in the 2013 music video for Robin Thicke's Blurred Lines. A closely watched love life came along with the swift rise to fame. When she started dating actor Brad Pitt, a source told People that the two don't appear to be dating formally. An insider described Radikowski's breakup with Bear McLeod as very rough for her. The source went on to say that it was devastating and unexpected. Right now is the best time to do it. Nothing makes you feel better than Brad Pitt. She wants to know him better. Number 9, the very infamous link-up, Pete Davidson. On November 16, they were seen hugging in a building hallway in New York City for the first time since news of their romance broke. A source close to Davidson told People in December 2022 that the couple are really enjoying their time together. At the time, they were going strong and getting a little more serious, according to an insider. They have a love of the East Coast in common and similar vibes, personality-wise and style-wise. Additionally, he always behaves the same way. He truly makes her snicker and keeps things fun. However, in the same month, a Radikowski associate informed People that the two had parted ways. The insider explained that Emily is single and extremely content. She will always put her son first, but when she has time, she enjoys dating. She likes being on her own. She has no plans to see Pete once more. Number 8, Eric Andre. A month after Radikowski ended her relationship with Davidson, she was seen in New York City with comedian Eric Andre. After they were captured together while making the rounds, TMZ was quick to report their night out. After their date night in Midtown, the comedian and model were seen having lunch together in February at Via Carota, an Italian restaurant in the West Village. Page 6 claims that this was in response to their date night. The Power source was told by an onlooker their conversation appeared to be pleasant. The two of them giggled and grinned. Following Radikowski's runway appearance at the Tory Burch show for New York Fashion Week on February 13, the two also had a courtside date before Valentine's Day at a Knicks basketball game at Madison Square Garden. Radikowski and Andre appeared to make their relationship official on Instagram when the comedian posted a picture of them naked on his profile on Valentine's Day amid their ongoing city dates. Number 7, Sebastian Bear-McClard. Embracing the dating scene, Emily Ratajkowski has been open about life as a newly single woman following her July 2022 split from ex-husband Sebastian Bear-McClard. The London native revealed that she and Bear-McClard had tied the knot in a surprise courthouse ceremony just 1 month after the split of Ratajkowski and Majid. A source exclusively told Us at the time, Emily has known Sebastian for years. They were all in a companion bunch. He was certainly not an outsider. In March 2021, they welcomed a son named Sylvester. Ratajkowski discussed the ups and downs of her relationship with the Uncut Gems producer in her book, including the fact that they had to spend some time apart while her mother was receiving chemotherapy. She wrote that the distance between them caused tension. S would text or call, but I didn't want to hear about his day or what was going on with his work. She said, I'd bitterly end our calls, realizing right away that I had caused tension between us. I had no idea that what my mother wanted from me was the same I wanted from S, to have someone to share her suffering. Ratajkowski told Jimmy Fallon on The Tonight Show that Bear-McClard originally proposed without a ring, fashioning one from a paperclip instead. Most famously, Ratajkowski wore a $200 Zara suit that promptly sold out naturally to marry Sebastian in a quiet New York courthouse wedding. While the couple seemed happy for a few years, welcoming son Sylvester Apollo Bear in March 2021, by July 2022, the couple had announced their separation, with Ratajkowski filing for divorce the following month. While there were reports that Bear-McClard was trying to repair the relationship, rumors have swirled that the reason behind their divorce was cheating on his end. Number 6, Jack Greer. When Ratajkowski was photographed kissing the artist outside her apartment in New York City in December 2022, it sparked rumors that she and Davidson had broken up. The English native revealed on her Highs and Lows podcast in the same month that she had just downloaded a dating app. Ratajkowski was linked to the New York artist Jack Greer, but just before revealing her relationship with Eric Andre. In 2022, the couple was seen having an intimate moment just before Christmas, but other than that, it isn't known if the model and the artist dated officially or if they simply hooked up a few times. Regardless, Ratajkowski is well known for her appreciation of art, so it shouldn't come as a surprise that she was drawn to Greer, whose work includes drawing, photography, sculpture, and apparel design in creative circles. I think it's a really good way to make new friends, she said. Number 5, Osario Rispo. Osario, a well-known New York DJ and the son of a very successful luxury property mogul, was romantically linked to Emily in October 2022. Anyway, their sentiment was likewise brief. All we need to go off are a couple paparazzi photographs of them kissing around New York and some of Rispo going out. Ratajkowski revealed to Variety at the time that she was newly single for basically the first time in my life ever in an interview. Jeff Majid. Emily and musician Jeff were together for 4 years. Prior to sources telling the New York Daily News that Ratajkowski was moving out of their LA apartment and into a place of her own, Majid, a musician and creator from LA, dated Ratajkowski for 3 years. What led to the breakup? Possibly commitments at work. According to the source, Jeff is a very successful music producer who works all over the country. So their business successes didn't assist them with getting to know each other. Number 3, Andrew Dryden. Emily had a public relationship with art director and menswear buyer Andrew Dryden for the first time. While we don't know much about the couple's breakup, reports surfaced that Ratajkowski discussed it openly at a Super Bowl event in February 2014. The couple dated for a year. Dryden replied, "Sorry, I don't want to talk about it," when Page 6 questioned him about the end of the relationship. Number 2, the dating apps. Emily does not appear to be ready to settle down yet, which seems wise. Emrata invited her friend Kat on the December 22nd episode of her podcast High Low to talk about their first experience with online dating and the reasons she decided to use apps. Radikowski said bluntly, "I was like, F it. Because so many people had told me not to get it, I felt defiant." The actor didn't say which app she was looking at the moment, but she did say a little about why she joined in the first place. She wants a normie boyfriend, surgeons, lawyers, and academics for examples. Ordinary individuals. She stated, "So I'm on this app just to meet those people." Even though the actor has received a few direct messages from women, which is exciting, she does not appear to be overly thrilled with the swiping lifestyle overall. According to her, the app is a little too white. She stated, "I don't think I'm gonna meet my lady crush on here because it's very white and feels like a very particular man and very particular type of woman." So good luck to anyone who can hook up with Emily, and the requirements to find an opener that is more amusing than something Pete Davidson could compose. Number 1, Harry Styles. Styles and Radikowski were seen recently kissing in Tokyo in March. The couple was seen hugging and kissing against a silver van in pictures and videos. The singer of As It Was performed 2 Love on Tour shows in Japan simultaneously. So what's next for their relationship? Starting off with number 10, awkward. Legal stuff aside, this trial has already had a bunch of awkward, messy moments. And here are some of the best moments to enjoy even if you have literally zero knowledge of the trial. For starters, Gwyneth's lawyer had a hard time explaining the accident itself. He also had a hard time reading the incident report, which was presented as evidence. The lawyer tried to explain it as a freak coincidence, but the jury did not seem too convinced. The plaintiff's attorney also made some questionable and awkward moves during cross-examination, such as trying to ask Gwyneth if her husband was at fault for the accident, and then having to backtrack because she hadn't asked permission to do so. Gwyneth herself had an uncomfortable moment when she testified that she was in shock after the accident and kept repeating, "I don't remember," whenever questions were asked about what happened. Her lawyer swiftly came in to object every time. Finally, one of the jurors almost caused a mistrial by asking Gwyneth if she loved skiing, which the judge quickly and rightfully shut down. For those of us who can't always keep up with legal proceedings, these moments have made this trial a lot more interesting and provided us with some much needed comic relief. It's almost like we're all watching an episode of our favorite sitcom. Who said courtroom drama had to be boring? On to number 9, the lawsuit. In January 2019, Paltrow was the target of a lawsuit from Sanderson. Sanderson is suing Paltrow for at least $3.1 million, claiming that Paltrow hit him, injuring his brain severely and breaking his ribs. Additionally, he asserts that Paltrow skied away silently before blaming Sanderson for the crash. "I've skied for more than 30 years. I've never wrecked anyone and harmed them. I've never been injured or knocked down." According to KSL News, he stated at the time, "I think this is kind of a unique situation, especially when it was unkind to leave me there." On to number 8, negligence. According to KSL News, a Utah judge rules that the accident wasn't a hit and run, but that there is still a claim against Paltrow for simple negligence for her actions prior to the collision. According to KSL News, a court order stated that Sanderson had made multiple international trips since the collision and that he frequently traveled domestically. However, Sanderson claimed that he had suffered from feelings of being unable to cope with life as a result of the alleged injuries he sustained in the collision with Paltrow. No one knew about Miss Paltrow's actions after the collision claims to have observed Paltrow acting recklessly. The order stated that even when interpreted in the most favorable light for Sanderson, the undisputed facts failed to support his claim that Paltrow's post-collision actions were likely to result in substantial harm, that they were highly unreasonable or an extreme departure from ordinary care, or that they came with an apparent and high degree of danger, according to the order. Sanderson is currently seeking over $300,000 for Paltrow through the lawsuit, claiming that she caused harm through her carelessness. And number 7, trial of the year already. According to NPR, Sanderson's attorney, Lawrence Bueller, stated in his opening arguments, "Skiers who are distracted cause accidents. While skiing down the mountain, defendant Gwyneth Paltrow knew that looking up and to the side was dangerous. In the meantime, Paltrow's lawyer Stephen Owens said that Sanderson's case that she ran away from the area after the occurrence was created." March 24, Gwyneth Paltrow testifies in court. Paltrow denied being at fault and said that she thought the collision was a SA when it first happened. According to TMZ, Paltrow stated, "So that was a quick thought that went through my head when I was trying to reconcile what was happening." My legs were forced apart as two skis passed between them, and then a body pressed against me. She went on to say my brain was trying to make sense of what was going on. I wondered, is this a prank? Is there something wrong with someone? My thoughts were racing very quickly, and I was trying to figure out what had happened. Number 6, foul language. While on the stand, Paltrow also apologized for the foul language she used at the time of the crash. When Paltrow and Sanderson collided, she screamed the F word. "I'm sorry for my bad language," she said. Per a People report, Paltrow's attorney Stephen Owens said that the sentimental trip was intended as a test to see if Paltrow and Fulchik's families would work as a blended one. And this was really their first trip to sort of have a mix, see if this might work, Owens said. So it was a special time and it was a lovely day. Number 5, I'm famous. The next meme-worthy moment occurs when Paltrow's attorney brings up an email that Sanderson sent to his children shortly after the crash. In it, he wrote, "I'm famous," presumably in the hope that the story would make the tabloids. Paltrow's claim that Sanderson wouldn't be suing her if she weren't famous and wealthy seems to be strengthened by this. Sanderson testified in court, "All I was trying to do was desperately communicate with my kids before they heard from someone else. I didn't choose my words well and it wasn't how I felt at all. I really tried to lighten up a serious situation, but it didn't work." It definitely didn't, Sanderson. In the meantime, other famous people and regular people walking by continue to make the situation funny. Busy Phillips used the phrase, "I lost half a day of skiing" in an Instagram caption, which went viral. While American Crime Story is being planned by Ryan Murphy, John Leguizamo made the joke to make a real point about Latinx representation in Hollywood. But we assume that he has already applied to play Goop in Ski Accident. Additionally, White Lotus star Lucas Gage is interested in playing Sanderson's lawyer. Number 4, Gwyneth's kids testifying. Although no one from her family witnessed the collision, all 3 were present on the ski trip in 2016. But due to scheduling conflicts, Gwyneth's children, Apple and Moses, have their depositions read aloud to the jury instead of being expected to testify in person on March 27th. According to People, Moses, then 9 years old, claimed that he did not see the actual collision. "I heard my mom yelling at the guy," Moses said, who was nearby on the slope. "She was essentially asking, 'What the F word? I just came across you.'" Apple, who was 11 at the time, also said that she did not see the collision. "I did hear some commotion, but I was further down, so I decided to continue to go down to the lodge." She also said her mom described the collision at lunch during that day. "I had asked what happened and she said, 'This a-hole ran into me. He ran right into my back.' I remember that's what she said." Apple said her mother was shocked, so shocked, in fact, that she did not return to the slopes the rest of the day, which is apparently shocking. She decided after that she was not going to ski for the rest of the day, which she never does. She always stays on, Apple said. But she decided to get off because she was in shock and she was in a bit of pain. "I never see her really shaken up like that. She was clearly very upset and she had some sort of pain." Number 3, the height heels moment, one of my favorites. A moment in the trial went viral online for being too cringe. An exchange between Gwyneth and the plaintiff's lawyer where she asks Gwyneth how tall she is, to which she responds as being under 5'10". Sounds pretty normal so far, right? The lawyer then continues by saying she's jealous of her height and has to wear 4-inch heels to get up to 5'5". What was the point of that conversation? I guess we'll never know. The lawyer continues to be interested in Gwyneth's measurements when she randomly calls her not that small. "You are small but mighty. Actually, you're not that small," was the full statement. Gwyneth laughs at the comment, but it just feels so random for her to even have to say. What do you think? Is the lawyer using some sort of method or just making cringe statements throughout the trial? On to number 2, Taylor Swift. You might be asking how exactly Taylor's name got mixed into this whole thing, right? There was a moment where the plaintiff's attorney randomly pressed Gwyneth about being friends with Taylor Swift. Well, turns out Taylor infamously wanted to sue someone for $1 whole, so the plaintiff was inquiring about whether Gwyneth knew about the case since she had a similar idea. And when she said she didn't, the lawyer seemed persistent to try to get Gwyneth to reveal the kind of relationship she has with the pop star. Maybe the lawyer was a fan and was trying to score tickets for the Eras Tour if she knew Gwyneth was close to Taylor, and obviously if that was the case, her plan failed. At number 1, what Gwyneth was most concerned about. During her time on the stand, Paltrow delivered a number of meme-worthy lines, one of which was about how the crash cost her vacation. In a trial clip, Sanderson's attorney reads a quote to Gwyneth Paltrow about how the collision deterred her from taking a very expensive vacation. When Dr. Sanderson's lawyer said, "Terry has deterred you from enjoying the rest of what was a very expensive vacation," and Gwyneth responded, "Well, I lost a half a day of skiing." Out of the whole trial, caused by a collision at a luxurious ski resort, are we surprised that the rich people are more concerned about not being able to ski all day over an accident that could have cost someone their life? It's not shocking at all, but I'm sure the jury took note of the fact that she cared more about losing ski time for one day than potentially losing her or someone else's life due to a collision that we still don't know who caused. But that is all for today. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more news on your favorite celebrities, and I'll catch you next time on The Rich Life.